Welcome to Master the Game. I am Juice, and today is day 6 of RPG A Day 2021. Today we're going to be talking about flavor in role-playing games and their systems. So let's get started. If this is your first time, smash that subscribe button and give us a like. If you haven't yet, I would love it if you go check out our Patreon. We have a variety of tiers. We just added a couple new tiers, one of which guarantees you a campaign with us here at Master the Game, as well as with other patrons. We also added a tier for a one-on-one consulting if you want to talk about your games, if you want to just talk about streaming, or just want to chat for an hour. You get my undivided attention on a Zoom call. All right, so let's dive into flavor. So flavor is something that I think is extremely important in a tabletop RPG. In fact, one of the biggest things that got me interested in games like Pathfinder 2nd Edition was the flavor of the feats. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, feats, 3.5, that was so long ago. Trust me, it's actually really cool the way Pathfinder 2nd Edition has done it. And I will be honest, I think Pathfinder 2nd Edition is a great system from a customization standpoint. I love every little choice you can make from the character ancestries. They call them ancestries instead of race. I love it from the background standpoint, the classes, the sub-races, the different heritages you can have, all sorts of things that are within this game that add so much flavor. Like being able to be a goblin that's known for being able to eat pretty much anything out of the trash and not get sick. And yes, there are mechanical benefits to that. Like you can drink, poisons and not get sick and all these other things. It makes you better at handling something like that. Being able to be a versatile heritage that stacks onto your normal ancestry. So for example, you could be an Aasimar goblin, just as an example. And like the imagery I get with some of these things, like combining the versatile heritages with the core ancestries is amazing. The background feats you get when you choose a background, the classes vary so much from one to the other. And the thing is inside of those is flavor. It'll talk about like how you can do certain things that maybe another character would never be able to do. In the playtest for the gunslinger class, there's a variety of different ways you can build it. You could be like a sniper, or you could do some really crazy like anime stuff, like shooting your gun, like your blade into something to give it extra damage. Just so many over-the-top things that, to me, make Pathfinder really cool. Now, this is something that I would love to see more systems adopt, is the customization that Pathfinder 2nd Edition has. Because again, I love building characters, and it's not so much about, the mechanics. It's that flavor, that stuff that inspires me to role play certain aspects of my character. That is what's fascinating about it. And I really, really feel in my core that Pathfinder 2nd Edition did a great job with that. Now, I will be the first to tell you guys, Pathfinder 2nd Edition is not a game system I'd recommend for everybody, but if you don't mind, having a lot of crunch and depth to the mechanics, then I think it's a great game for you. If you are somebody who likes something more, a little bit simpler, like a D&D 5e, then again, you could still take some aspects from Pathfinder and house rule them into 5e. Some of these like customization options, create your own feats, maybe even break down and say, okay, everybody gets to choose one of these traits, come up with your own little traits of flavor, and add it to characters that way. Which, in fact, I've already thought about doing this in the past. I've been considering doing a table, a random roll table that first of all, I do this for my patrons all the time. I make random roll tables, and we just send them out to all the patrons for a variety of things. But I've been thinking about doing one that's like flavorful traits of characters. And I've been very inspired by Pathfinder 2nd Edition for that. So again, you can check that out. Now, another thing I want to say about this is there's another system that I think has a lot of flavorful things in it, and that is the age system. So I like it because I play Dragon Age with it, I play Fantasy Age, I play Blue Rose, And there's a lot of cool things inherent to the system that add flavor. Like, for example, when you're creating your character and you're deciding on the races, say you choose dwarf, you don't just get, you do get a couple things automatically, but then you roll on a table for an additional trait or two. And that is what makes you unique from another dwarf, or, you know, and this could be like your proficiency with axes, for example, could be one thing you roll for. The next thing might be that you have better constitution than most other dwarves. But there's like 8 things on there or something. Well, I think there's 10 things on the chart. So you roll 2d6, and so it's a 2 through 12, I believe. And you get 2 different things. You roll for both of them. And maybe if you have a really cool game master, they'll let you choose the 2 that you want. But there are some that definitely provide more of a mechanical benefit than others. But again, the flavor that provides and the way that it keeps you different from other races that are the exact same is really well done. And it inspires me that if I ever make a system, I want that kind of variance in there as well. So while I would probably do something like that, I would probably also take ideas from the Pathfinder 2nd Edition, customization, and do that. But yeah, those 3 systems for me, I really, really like, especially for fantasy. And I would say Fantasy Age is the simplest, with Pathfinder being the most crunchy, with 5e being in the middle there. So yeah, flavor is very important to me. What do you think of flavor? What are some things that the word flavor inspires in you? Is it just the role play aspect of games? Are you thinking the maybe the mechanics inspire you because of the flavor and how they've written it up? Maybe it's a spell, you know, things like that. Because I actually think 5e does a really good job with the trinkets, and I think they do a really good job with some of the spells flavor as well. So again, would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If this is your first time, smash that subscribe button, give us a like, and we will see you guys next time. This was Master the Game. I am Juice. Game on.